Good evening, and warm greetings to wherever you are in the world. This is Amelia, aka Spaced Out Puffin, on my channel, where I watch and analyze every single minute of my new comfort show instead of binging it through season 2, which I normally would have done. Today is one of those days where I feel just a tiny smudge of regret that I decided to commit to this. You know how you just sometimes get off work and you just want to go home and relax, like you even have leftovers in the fridge so you don't even have to cook, and just put on like your favorite show. And well, Crunchy keeps reminding me of all the shows that I've put on my watch list, like all the ones I've been meaning to watch for just as long as I've been meaning to watch TGCF. And there are a couple of shows that I watched that has new seasons coming out and all that. But the hot ones, what the hot ones, and oh lord, this hot ones. I love you so much. Yeah. This corner also happens to be where I take my coffee in the morning to try and wake up. So I often find myself sitting in the dark, surrounded by TGCF, and occasionally just... I swear guys, I'm just looking, I'm just touching, I have not given in. But we are already on the 10th episode and I've been promised more. And so I want more. So honestly, I kind of just want to boot everything up and go straight into episode 10. But we still have other exciting things that I would like to talk about. So despite my impatience, here's our to-do list. I got mail, 2 whole mail, 2, plural. And if you've been following my community posts, you already know what one of these is going to be about. I have some exciting temple updates because I already reached another coffee goal. I do want to mention to you guys some of the future plans I have for this channel, mostly regarding the lyrics reactions I mentioned last time, also the book reactions and any other TGCF related content I want to make, my episode 10 notes, and also some re-predictions. My predictions haven't really changed much because honestly only like a couple of things happened last episode. Big things, but still only a couple. So I still have a lot of things I'm kind of expecting to happen. So more or less just after I posted my last reaction video, I reached my goal on coffee again. So I ordered boards. So I have 2 packages that I have opened, and the first one is ta-da! Real talk, it's kind of ugly. I wanted a smaller board so that I could put my coffee mentions on it, and it looked really nice online, but when it arrived, yeah, mixed feelings. Like I have space for it, but it clashes so badly with this board, and I also think it turned out a little too big. But you know, it's very movable and very light, like I can bring it with me just about wherever. I kind of want to replace it with a cuter one eventually, but I'm sure I can find a good use for this one as well. I was not assigned the role of corkboard goddess for nothing. But for now, this will serve its purpose. I just kind of need to... some corkboard magic for you. It's kind of cute. Still a little too big, but who knows? And look at all the board I freed up. This has to be enough to get me through the first season. As the corner is now, there's nowhere really nice to put it, I feel. But hey, because it's so movable, I could always just, you know, bring it out whenever I need to, you know, add to it or show it off. And then I could put it to the side. So let's put it front and center while we go through the new contributors who helped me reach my newest coffee goal. First off, I want to point out a few people who've actually come back to support me again. You guys are so sweet. This is actually insane. These are some of our regular followers at the Temple of Corkboards. The lovely Misty, thank you so much. SJ, who also came back to place a second offering. And also Will. I also have some new followers who have added to my slowly growing amount of merit credits. And as you've seen, my spiritual powers are slowly awakening. So a big thanks to Rennie. Another happy mention to Luang Ge. Super grateful for you, Kyo, who is Keely Commando on YouTube. Thank you, Crystallariana, for your generous offering. And lastly, thank you to Arashi as well. Ta-da! The board actually looks a little cuter to me now. It must be all your names on it. Thank you so much for your support. But again, don't feel like you have to support me by paying me. I really do feel like what I'm doing right now is fandom content. Just hanging out with you guys and having all the discussions we're having is just so much fun to me. But that said, the generosity of my temple followers / coffee donators is really, really moving. And I'm sure most of you who watch this really appreciate how they've managed to send me all 8 of the books way before I could have been able to get them myself, and how they are providing me with materials to build my temple. So I already actually did it for the previous video, but if you've ever supported me, I will be releasing previews of the upcoming reaction videos for you. Nothing too grand, but you know, just a little something to show my appreciation. Last time it was the unedited but trimmed version of my book unboxing, which I felt was pretty natural considering these guys made the books happen. For this video, I don't know yet, but probably some more trimmed but unedited footage. Nothing too exclusive. The full reaction will, as always, be posted to everyone at the same time. But just a little something. And just again, thank you so much. As for package number 2, the mailman killed my board. Like, if you follow me for my community posts, you probably already know this, but oh my god. It's so bad, you guys. Like, the package literally has this huge tape on it that says breakable, do not bend. And yet when I picked it up, I already saw that, that's supposed to be a board. Why does it look like that? So the guy at the store where I picked it up kind of said, oh, well, maybe it's supposed to be like that. It looks like it's naturally like that. And I was like, this is a fucking corkboard. It's not supposed to be that way. But because of how shit works here, I did bring it back home. And now I'm in the process of trying to get another board sent to me. So now I have to wait again. I'm so sad. Like, seriously, it's so bad, guys. You know what? I have it here still. I'll just show it to you. Like, what is this? So like, I am aware that it probably looks a little bit better now. Someone commented on my post asking me if I couldn't possibly fix it, and I tried bending the frame kind of back into a straight shape, but as you can see, the cardboard is just like bulging out in like a couple of places. And also, like, if you saw the back of it, the frame is kind of cracked like that. Then again, this is like the most Hualian vibe corkboard ever. Like, technically, I can use this. And I guess I could like do a preview of kind of what I envisioned this would look like. Like, let me shuffle stuff around just to have a look. Wow, this is so much board. Like, I might even need to move the camera back to kind of like get this upper corner of it over here. Just to give you a comparison, this is the original board. Ta-da! So it's really almost twice the size. Now that the original board is kind of on top of my cushions, you can also see that there's actually quite a little bit of space down here as well. I just hesitate to keep it up here in case it gets like, you know... Oh! My cushions are more sturdy than I thought they would be. Maybe I should keep it on top of there from now on. But I think this OG board is going to be enough for season 1. Season 2 though? Some of you have said I need this. I'm going to trust your gut. But yeah, notice how this aluminium frame matches this aluminium frame? This is what I was going for. And admittedly, the framing for this corner right now is so bad. But I have time to figure that out. Like, by the time I get the replacement for this, I'll have had some time to think. So with that preview out of the way, let's get the original board back. Alright, that feels better. So I have a bit of space to work with, but if I really have to, I could always lift it on top of these cushions to get that little extra bit of board down here. I feel like after this episode, I might actually have some pictures to print because I'll have names as well to add. All right, so let's get back to talking to some of the future plans I have for this channel based on you guys' feedback and your ideas. Songs. So this was actually suggested like way back in like one of the first videos I did, but it is essential. I always love a good anime opening, in this case a donghua opening, and one with plot significance. Sign me up. Several of you have been super helpful with like providing links to various YouTube sources for this, and also warnings, because some of the songs do have a couple of spoilerly lines. So I have been warned that I might pick up on them. So my plan is to react to the opening and its lyrics while I watch the final episode of this season. Some of you have informed me there's a bonus episode, so that might be a good time to do it. And I will also do the non-spoilery songs. But I have heard that the most recent song, Red Supreme, which, by the way, one commenter reminded me, is the song that plays during the Ox card scene. It contains potential spoilers. Like, it seems this one particular line corresponds to something that happens in season 2. So if the information is correct, I should be able to react to that one after season 2 episode 5. So on that note, I want to give a big shout out to Livian, a Chinese fan and amateur translator who actually went ahead and translated and broke down the lyrics to these songs for us with cultural notes. That genuinely has me so excited. I'm so looking forward to actually reading them, which I haven't yet. I am saving them for my actual lyrics reaction and analysis. But this sheet is so cool, guys. So if you would like a breakdown from another fan of TGCF who went hard in on the details, or if you'd like a really cool TGCF focused Mandarin study session, the links are down there in the description for you. Go check them out and thank Livian for their amazing work on these. Another thing I'm doing with this channel is that I am learning to make subtitles. I realized quite a few of you watch these videos using the auto captions and also sometimes the auto translate. So I wanted to make the videos more accessible by making the English subtitles more accurate. So I'm being lazy, I'm just correcting the transcription that YouTube already made. And also they are all so long, so I might have missed and made a mistake or two somewhere. But I hope it makes for a better experience for a lot of you. But I also know myself, so the subtitles won't be up for this video before maybe a little bit later, because I am too impatient. The moment it's done, I just want it up there and out there and available for you. So the subtitles will have to wait. Maybe a few hours, maybe a day, but they will be up there eventually. Book videos is still in the works, mostly up here right now. After last time, an almost overwhelming amount of people are asking for read-alongs, which I understand. It is the closest thing you can get to kind of like a live reaction. And I'm warming up to the idea, but there are a few things to consider. So that's keeping me a little bit on the fence for now. The first thing is English. It's hard. A lot of you have figured it out by now, but English is not my first language. So if I did a read along, I would be making quite a few mistakes. And I would also constantly be thinking about the English language while reading instead of forming kind of the pictures in my head, so to speak. Since I most likely won't be doing all of these as live recordings, that will give me time to stop and think. And I think I'm going to have to do something like that in order to enjoy the books the way I want to. And reading, what was it, 800,000 words? A little bit daunting, I have to say. That said, I am used to reading out loud for kids, so it's not like it's a big hardship. But the second thing I'm also thinking about, that I was also reminded about, is performance rights. So YouTube's usually let reactors do their thing. Like, there's a lot of like finicky things here. But basically, as a reactor, you need to be heavily contributing to and editing the content you are reacting to. Like, the dark shots in these recent episodes really work in my favor, because I don't even think you can see HUA CHENG in the last episode reaction. Like, your screen brightness must be at like full strength. if you want to catch just a glimpse of the glorious Butterflyman. In a way, that really simulates to you guys how Hualian probably saw this whole scene. But for books, technically a read-along is a performance in a public space if posted as a video on YouTube. And that said, none of the read-alongs that you guys direct me has been taken down or had to change anything, it seems. At least from when I searched them up and from what you guys have been telling me. But the publishers being in, China might be a part of that. So it might seem like maybe they don't care, but they might care one day, which would mean that any of those videos would have to go. So that's a bit, but maybe it's worth it for the fun experience. Either way, now you know that I'm thinking about it, but what I'm also thinking about is my episode 9 notes. But let's be real. What exactly do you want me to say? Do you like watching me embarrass myself over this? What a review, what a rewatch. I just get so giddy thinking about them. All butterflies, the good kind. So after my disastrous one line of notes from the last episode, here are some things I noted on my 3 rewatches. Like, the episode starts off with how episode 8 ended, so we're already deep in the drama. I especially liked that Hualian was literally shaking while watching Sanlang fall down. He was properly worried. And I especially appreciate how he didn't even think for 2 seconds, he just jumped after him. So see, if Hualian wrote the plot of the Titanic, it would have been even sadder. Just tragically romantic here. Banyu State Preceptor. She is a menace. I just barely mentioned it last time, but she is so tiny, bare feet, and just insanely powerful. These soldiers stand no chance. We've only seen her for a few seconds, but she was just a lot of fun to watch. I appreciate our tiny lady ghosts. There's also the matter of the barrier to mention and keep an eye on in this episode. So Hualian's plan seemed to be to kind of make Roya catch onto the bannerman so that he could pull himself up again if needed. However, this barrier stops Roya from doing his job. I'm so sorry, baby. You did good. So something is preventing people from going up again, and I feel like they have to dismantle this and do something about it. So I watched this 3 more times, and at the 3rd watch, I was still just grinning like crazy when HUA CHENG came on screen. And I don't think I will ever be over the confirmation. Hualian just checking to make sure that he's okay. And discovering that he is not breathing. Does this Ghost King need CPR? I volunteer Hualian to put his mouth on him just to check, just in case. And maybe touch his chest a little bit more to get the blood pumping. And I know it's so silly, but the way he's just adamant about not letting him down and just dancing around as he's fighting the General Como. It does something for me. I did not know I needed this, but I really did. And I already talked about this to death in the last episode, but Hualian's confession just is everything to me. And I feel like this is the turning point in their relationship. I think that HUA CHENG so far has been kind of hiding a lot of parts about himself, including just physically, all in service of making Hualian like him. But Hualian likes him anyway. Acceptance in spite of self-depreciation. This is what ships are made of. The bells. Guys, the bells! Someone said in a comment somewhere that HUA CHENG really isn't built for stealth. But let's be real. If you're the Crimson Rainsword Flower, do you need stealth? The bells are not a giveaway. They're a fucking warning sign. Also, sword. I just want to mention it because I've been introduced to some new genre-defining tropes. Apparently, Chinese fantasy usually has swords flying everywhere, especially in MDZS. I liked the little drips of Banyu culture, especially when Sanlang just threatens them in death. Why was that kind of hot? There's this one point where Como just starts shaking And I couldn't really tell if it was because he was kind of scared by Sanlang. Like maybe he has like Intimidate or like Leer. I don't know, some sort of Pokemon move that makes people fear him. Or maybe Kamo was just feeling a little faint, I don't know. But just in case, I made a note on it. The second half of the episode is basically the backstory of the State Preceptor. On a side note, I kind of wonder if her dad was important or will be popping up later as some kind of person. He looked kind of good, which means suspicious. Granted, it didn't even have a face, so this might just be me grasping at straws. Something I did take note of, and I think will be important, is that apparently after a deadly uprising at the border, the State Preceptor disappeared, aka when Banyue was facing Yong'an, enter General Hualian. So I think that conflict and her disappearance has something to do with the time Hualian was in the area. With that said, her character, as it is shown in Kumo's flashback exposition, is as confusing to me as it seems to be to Kumo. Like, she seemed to genuinely care about the stuff she was doing. Like, all that could be to kind of confuse us a little bit from the fact that she was actually plotting stuff all along and is actually evil. But that's not really the vibe I'm getting. Maybe they really are trying to throw us off, but I don't know just yet. We know that she vanished as soon as the Battle of the City Kingdom of Banyue begun, but we don't know what exactly she was doing. There has been no mention of Zhao just yet. Like, we didn't even see him down in the pit, but maybe he like knows how to get out and ended up escaping, or he's hiding down there somewhere. And I do wonder if he is maybe part of the reason why she betrayed Banyue to Yong'an. Like, he might not even be Banyue, he might be a Yong'an person that she's met. And I don't know, she doesn't seem like someone who would do something like that because she fell in love with a guy, and I feel like that was more the plot of the last arc and it won't be a repeat this time. Honestly, I would read that as kind of misogynistic actually, but I still think he was definitely involved in some way or another, and we have to find that out. Gosh guys, I just have to say, I am so glad they are the same character. Like, I've been pretty sure of that ever since Sanlang entered the scene, but someone did tell me that apparently there was this one girl who didn't know they were the same characters and was pretty distressed because she liked Sanlang a lot better but knew that HUA CHENG apparently was the endgame. But honestly, I get her. If these guys were different characters at this point, like right now, I would still pick Sanlang. HUA CHENG might have the huge romantic backstory, but he was not there to renovate the temple, to build the fucking door. Like, I don't know what Hualian would need more. A powerful ghost king? Or a house husband? You know what I think he needs more. The house husband, of course. But lucky for us, we don't have to choose. Hualian, you have the best of both worlds. You have the very cute human passing Sanlang, the drop-dead gorgeous HUA CHENG. Like, have it your way. Like, you know, a little Sanlang in the streets, HUA CHENG in the sheets. Or mix it up a bit. You do you. Another thing I have to mention, because I keep forgetting it every freaking time I do these reviews, is that we have to remember that Hualian was lured here by someone whose intentions are unknown, but who probably wants him to kind of uncover all of this, and especially the connection heaven has to all of it. So before I forget all of that, I'm going to add to the board the mysterious Puppet Master, who for now is an unresolved plot point that I feel like we might encounter a few more times, unless the reveal happens at the end of this arc. And honestly, the way these things usually go, the Puppet Master is someone we've already been introduced to like 90% of the time. But they could also be one of the many named dropped characters that we also have up on the board. Hey, is Windmaster also the Puppet Master? I don't know, I haven't met them yet. I don't know how devious or clever they are. We're working on it. Alright, so aside from the new predictions I just mentioned in the episode review, here is a recap of the predictions I already mentioned last time that I think are still relevant. I think Zhao will show up sooner or later. Like, he's down there. Or up there, outside of there. Like, he will be relevant and his role in all of this will be revealed. HUA will appear. Like, if we just get together and get some catnip and kind of all just go a little bit like pss, 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 pss. Like, I'm sure he'll show up. And Windmaster. Windmaster, Windmaster, Windmaster. They're gonna show up. It's gonna be her. Anyway, I am so ready to finally dive into episode 10 after almost a week of waiting. And I don't know, no one has specifically mentioned this episode, but I feel like people have said like the last episodes of this season altogether are quite exciting and good. So I have some expectations, but honestly, I'm just looking forward to enjoying the ride. I'm guessing these last episodes will finally wrap up all the questions that we have, like about the arc so far, to kind of tie up some threads and leave the ones that we need to explore the rest of the story. So with all that out of the way, episode 10. Let's roll.
General Millstone, calm down. Is it the Preceptor that you hung over the pit?
Indeed.
Right.
I hounded that traitor relentlessly, and she was hung every time I caught her.
It's been many years. How many times have you taken her to the Sinner's Pit? It seems excessively cruel.
Yeah.
Absurd. It's a mercy compared to what she inflicted on my men. And
Well,
tossing
again,
them into this pit
relativity.
one by one. Then she sealed it with a magical formation, locking off all possible exits.
So she was the one who
brothers crying
closed
out
the
in
pit
anguish
off.
every day. So I had to capture traveling merchants to toss into the depths to feed them. There was no other way to ease their suffering.
Was the half-buried face in the palace your work as well?
We must maintain the Banua Fern if we hope to keep those snakes at bay.
Even though the General is no longer human, he still fears the snakes for some reason. If that's the case, why didn't the Imperial Preceptor use them to protect herself before she died? And why attack people with the snakes so far from the city? It's as if she
Detective
were trying to
Hualian
lead
is
people
on it
here so
again.
Millstone could feed them to his soldiers. But why would she help her enemy? And that's not the only thing that's bothering me either.
Yeah, he's really asking the right questions.
General Millstone, on the way here, we saw two women.
Alright, and here she is. Opening. Let's go. Okay. We are going 10 for 10, and all I need to do now is understand the lyrics to this. Alright, here we go. Our little Ross ghost. Sound like stepping up front. So protective.
What happened down here, General?
Alright.
You know what happened. You created this hell. I should hang you again right where you stand. Let you rot.
The evil Taoist. So, she's the Preceptor, it seems.
Hold on. Who else is here?
Oh yeah, because it's dark. I love you, Sunlan. Having a little flashback. Thinking a little bit about that whole situation. Oh my god. They're so comfortable with each other now. They're like, that was like a motion of trust, I feel. Yeah, they're gone.
Good.
All of my men have been killed.
They were
Finally
already
got what
dead,
you
though.
wanted?
Well, perhaps. Is that so wrong? We're all free now. Was it you who put these ghosts to rest?
Accidentally.
Who are you?
I am a heavenly official, and this man is a friend of mine.
Alright. Friends.
Haven't ignored us before, I thought. They didn't care.
Well, here is someone who does care.
You want out?
Of course. But the magical barrier makes that difficult.
Oh, she's got that sorted.
I've
Quick
removed
fix.
it. You're free to go.
So it was you. Then who were the women in black and white?
Yeah, for real. Oh, she's so cute.
Hey! I'm about to leave! Fuyao! I'm right here!
It's Fuyao.
And what else is down there?
It worked.
Maybe better if you see for yourself.
We brought the catnip and he
All right,
came.
fine.
Alright. Oh, he put the lights on.
They were all slaughtered.
Piles of corpses. There
Wow.
are so many.
How many of those were human? And how many of those are like the soldiers?
Sanla.
That little knowing smile. Oh my god. Why are you looking at him like that? You proud of your
Aren't
little
you watching
ghost
the
boyfriend?
caravan?
I made them a barrier. If they stay, they'll be fine.
Okay, focus.
We're
I'm
late.
getting so giddy at them just like
Thank you,
exchanging
but
looks.
they must think you left them to die.
If they want to walk outside of the barrier, that's not my problem.
Oh my god, his attitude is so good.
Who are they?
That's General Millstone. And the Imperial Preceptor. Right now, they...
Ah! I'll kill you! You'll pay for this, devil!
Oh. Oh. Girl.
Filthy traitor!
Like, I know she's a ghost, but like, is she letting herself be beat up?
Do you pity me?
Can't control them.
Then why didn't any of them bite you?
Forgive me.
Your meaningless pleas won't bring my men back.
Oh, this is horrible.
Do you think me so soft-hearted that I would absolve you for the death of our nation?
Oh. I kind of wasn't expecting this. She feels like such a child to me. Oh gosh, yes, thank you, Hualian.
Millstone, calm down.
What's that look?
It was you?
You're alive.
What? Wait, what? What was
I
that?
needed a nap.
What was that? One more time, one more time. I'm gonna turn the volume up a little bit.
It was you?
You're alive.
You're alive. Shit!
Guess he needed
They
a
know
nap.
each other. Thank you, Fuyao. Thank you. Oh my gosh. They know each other.
You know each other?
He's caught on.
Oh, yeah.
Wait.
General Hua, you still remember me?
General Hua, are you for
I do,
real?
But,
Wait. Oh my god, are you for real? General Hua? Did I hear that right? Was that the same? General Flower?
oh, yeah.
Ban Yue.
General Hua, you still remember me?
Oh my god.
Of course I do. But, how did you end up like this?
Wow, okay. I guess we'll
So
find out.
sorry. I made a terrible mistake.
Did she say General? What the hell? Hold on. Does that tombstone belong to you?
This would have been the reveal, huh?
Indeed it does.
What's the story?
Yeah, what is the story? That's what I want to know.
Well, it's complicated.
Give it a go.
But around 200 years ago, for personal reasons, I traveled to the south.
Personal reasons.
However, my compass broke along the way, and somehow I ended up in the desert.
Oh no,
Then I
this
came
is
upon an
so
army that was looking
Chilean.
for men.
You were
Oh,
drafted
no.
into the army?
Yes, we were fighting to expel some bandits, and before I knew it,
Oh.
I had been promoted to lieutenant. Some called me general, out of respect.
Oh my
Where'd
god.
Hua come from? That's not your name.
It was an alias I went by, called HUA CHENG.
Hua Xie, his name.
The war made
Lian.
many orphans, like Ban Yue here. One day, when I was cooking in the desert,
He's so cute. Look at him in this little uniform.
What is that?
Oh no. Come on.
poor lunch.
It's food.
Why would you do that?
You'd have to be insane to eat that slop.
Oh no. Well, she ate it.
Be careful! It's strong!
It's strong. Like spicy. Oh. Like not
I'm
good?
sorry. My cooking isn't for the frail. Hey, what's wrong?
Oh, look at her. Poor soul. So hungry.
Eat this.
Oh my god, girl.
After that, she would follow me in silence.
Picked up a stray. I mean, I thought he was gonna do that with the bandage kid, but she's done it before. Oh my gosh, that's cute. They all like him. As they should.
Bit by bit, she began to open up. She
Oh,
never told me where she was from. And though we spoke the same language, she rarely said a word. She only had one friend, a Yong'an boy.
and that's gonna be,
I taught her to sing and dance, and fight a bit.
that's him,
We
that's
got along well,
Zhao, right?
but good times can't last forever.
Oh my gosh, this is so cute.
It wasn't long until I was involved in a violent riot.
Right, the one that was
Injured in a
mentioned.
stampede of soldiers. I was forced to play dead.
Okay, so he
What
played
happened
that, he'd never
next,
died.
I can't remember.
Can't remember?
Sometime after that, I found myself back in the Yong'an
That's
kingdom,
suspicious.
but was separated from Ban Yue. When I heard the preceptor's name, it didn't click. Small world, isn't it?
I'm sorry.
Oh,
You wouldn't have been trampled if it wasn't for me.
But I'm
what does
fine.
she mean?
Really.
So pathetic.
Oh my god.
Anyway, how did that
Fuyao.
happen?
I don't recall. I think I was trying
We're
to
having a
mediate
moment,
between the
please,
two sides,
Fuyao.
but they wouldn't listen to me, and Ban Yue got stuck in the middle of the crowd,
Oh,
so I
no.
tried to protect her and ended up getting stomped on a lot.
Oh no.
Are you lying? You really forgot the details?
I remember good food, but no one can remember everything. So I'd rather forget when I was nearly trampled to death.
That's logical.
Sorry.
I chose to save you, but someone else could use a kind word.
You opened that gate. Why? Why would you betray your people? Were you alone? No accomplice? Speak. Why is she like this?
He's not being
Not
very
vengeful
gentle, but at the
or
same time.
deceitful. Not to me. So you must have had a reason to do what you did.
Mm-hmm.
Are you willing to explain? If it's too painful to talk about, then tell me this. Why did you attack people with snakes?
Because she's a wrath. It's obvious.
I didn't send them. They disobeyed and escaped.
What?
It's true.
They disobeyed.
promise.
She said something like that
Trying
earlier.
to shift the blame. Your snakes bit people. End of story. We're done. Hands.
Oh my god, Fuyao, listen please. Well, I suppose.
Come on.
Little heavenly handcuffs.
Wait.
Are you really buying this crap?
Just hear her out.
He must be
you
so
can't
annoying
summon
to
the
him.
snakes now?
I can, but they don't listen to me. Only sometimes.
Okay.
Summon a few and we'll see.
Well, there's one just down there.
Oh no.
Who got that one? I want to see.
A pathetic attempt. You thought that'd kill him?
No! The snake wouldn't listen to me!
There's no way to confirm that. Can you prove it?
But But I didn't even summon it!
Okay. So she's not the one behind it. Like, I trust her, I believe her.
No more
I mean,
games.
any kid raised by Hualian.
Then who is it? Send them off!
And it's not gonna work. So someone has more powers than her?
Hold on.
You're still taking her side?
These snakes.
What was that?
Enough! She's fooling you!
Let's leave. We'll discuss it later.
He noticed
back.
something.
The barrier's
Wait,
gone.
what?
Why won't it work?
Oh!
What the hell?
I knew it was you!
Oh! Oh no! This is my worst nightmare. Holy shit. No, wait. No, come on. We're finally kind of like solving things. This felt like such a short episode. It's a really good ending. Like, I definitely prefer that ending to the previous one. Like, they're both good, but this one, it just hits. Well, that was an episode full of reveals. So the first thing I actually want to say is that, you know, after episode 9, which was like full of intense Hualian moments, this feels more mellow, but in a very nice way. Like, we can see like how they act now that this is kind of out there. Like, just the little glances they exchange and just the way they kind of like, they're speaking with their eyes. Like, we've come such a long way. I feel like there is a proper sense of trust between them now, and I think that's just so pleasing to watch. It's like the tension of the last few episodes has kind of melted a little bit away and made room for like this really nice development. But I probably shouldn't spend the whole episode talking about Hualian, so here is the plot. Our state preceptor has been revealed and she has a name, and for some naming shenanigan reason, she is Banyue, state preceptor of Banyue. I will definitely be getting a picture for her for next episode, because she is the orphan. She is the stray who was picked up. I'm gonna put her next to Hualian for now, because they were the ones with the backstory, which I did kind of guess, but only because I already knew Hualian was the General Hua, and I just mentioned all the characters he could have possibly had a connection to, and one of the three was correct. In fact, I wonder if 2 of the 3 is correct. When Banya lived on the border, she had a friend who was, I think he said it was a youngin' boy, and I am like 90% sure it's Zhao. So I'm moving him over here a little bit for now as well. So from what I understood, Hualian, for personal reasons, whatever that means, was trying to go south, ended up going northwest because he does that. I feel like the world just looks at Hualian and just throws him in whichever direction is most inconvenient for him. He gets drafted into the army, and because he is such a kind person, all the locals get along with him. Like, I love the little flashback that just showed them talking to him all the time, like saying hi when they went past and him just smiling at everyone. As they should. Everyone should like Hualian. This is what I enjoy. The world is right. And he seemed like he was like cooking in his helmet. And I don't know, Hualian, maybe that's why it didn't turn out right. Either way, whatever rations he had to cook with weren't very good, because Banyue could not stomach it. So yeah, they started this really nice little relationship where he was kind of taking care of her because she was following him around. And her only friend was apparently the young boy, who is obviously Zhao. It's gotta be Zhao. I kind of want to make Hualian a little General Hua note. He said that HUA CHENG was kind of the alias he went by back then, which makes me feel like I should be looking out for these syllables. Like, HUA comes from his flower titles, right? So whenever we see like a new mysterious character who has any of like his names or titles connected to their name, we should be like, I wonder if Hualian was ever around these parts. If he collected scraps there, he probably was. So what we know so far about the past at the border between Yongan and Banyue is that Hualian got, unfortunately, trampled, pretended to be dead, so he never actually died, and then forgot about it. I don't know, like I feel like I should be suspicious of the fact that he doesn't remember, but at the same time, it's kind of like what he says. Why remember something terrible that happened to you? And like he's like 800 years old. Maybe he just deleted it from his hard drive. Gosh, that makes me wonder what else he might have deleted from that hard drive. Just a note to self. And after that, we don't know what happened to him, but he did not know what happened to Banyue afterwards. I don't think his name has anything to do with him having ever heard of HUA CHENG. I wonder when HUA CHENG chose his name, and I wonder when he kind of emerged as a ghost king. Like, was it pretty immediately after his death, or was it later? Like, from what I remember, we do know that ghosts have to go to the big tournament at the mountain of... I should probably write that down, I can't remember it. I need to write down some locations, some key locations. The Furnace Mountain. So we know he had to go there, and he had to become the best, the strongest, the Pokemon champion. So that might have taken him, I don't know, a few years, but I don't know how long. I wonder if HUA CHENG ever heard about the General HUA and went like, my His Highness senses are tingling. But yeah, which name came first? HUA CHENG or General HUA? Is that a coincidence? Like, if it is a coincidence, I think it's so sweet. HUA CHENG and HUA CHENG. I don't know, I think it's cute. Right, now let's get a little bit serious. So, the General Como obviously hates Banyue and has been torturing her, it seems, for all these 200 years. Even Hualian says that, it's a little bit excessive, isn't it? To be strung up and hanged every time they caught her. It seems that what Banyue really did during these 200 years is that she made the barrier so that the soldier ghosts could not escape and trapped them in the sinner's pit. Kemo says that he and his soldiers were forced to capture travelers and take them to Banyue so that they could feed these soldiers who were trapped and also be fertilizer for the Banyue fern, because they were afraid of the snakes. And this is kind of the plotty part that we're solving now. Banyue says she can't control the snakes, and on the virtue of being Hualian's stray orphan, I believe her. This man is raising no liars, which leaves the question, who is? And who is earning on this? We still have the two women and their identities are not yet revealed. Hualian is also super curious about them. And again, I still think that one is the Windmaster. But the Dark Robed Woman might have a more nefarious role. I wonder if they are somehow connected to the snakes. Like, at this point, I don't think there are that many other choices, right? Like, I'm imagining that the Dark Robed Woman is like the superior snake tamer, and that's why Banyue can't control them as well anymore. But even if that is correct, we actually don't know what they are doing all that for. Like, what is the reason? Why would Heaven need to have a hand in this to begin with? And that still doesn't tell us anything about the Puppet Master. We know the Puppet Master is pretty skilled, pretty powerful, because he made a really nice puppet. Could the Puppet Master be the Black-Robed Woman? No, but that would mean like she would want him to come and investigate. I don't know, it doesn't seem like they want Hualian and Co to be here. Oh, right, so... But we don't know why Zhao is here. I think that he is the mysterious boy who Banya played with as a kid, but we still haven't uncovered his role. Banya is pretty tight-lipped when Fu Yao comes and starts interrogating her. I'm so glad he showed up. Yes, he's being a bit straightforward and a bit mean, but that's him, right? And he's right. I want answers, and I want them quickly. He got to have like a few cool moments. He got to show off a little bit, like his fireball spreading light everywhere, his Spider-Man landing. Not as cool as Nanfeng's moments, but still notable. Our little meow meow. So he's there, claws out, ready to take these two ghosts, one of them who is a wrath, and take them back to heaven, I presume. Stuff them into prison with Chuanji. Gosh, at the rate Hualian is working, we're gonna run out of mountains. That said, I think there's more to uncover. I feel like Banya isn't actually like the super bad guy, but I feel like she's made some choices that didn't turn out very well for a lot of people. And I'm actually not sure. Like, I feel like there are a lot of threads here that still need to be collected, and I feel like next episode is kind of where we're collecting them. Like, I feel like a lot of the reveals related to the plot are out there now. Now we just need to get the last ones and kind of wrap it up. The General Como has like negative points in my eyes now, because that beating he gave her, that was vicious. I honestly did not expect it to be that harsh. And the way she kind of looks like a child made the scene super uncomfortable. Like, I don't know how old she's supposed to be here, but it's just like watching this grown man beat this little girl. But I think that was the point. The scene is supposed to make you feel uncomfortable, and I did feel it. I do love how patient Sanlang is being as well, and how he notices that Hualian wants to know more about what's been going on and fully supports him. So in the end, even Fu Yao is kind of forced to be like, okay, we'll listen. And now the pit is filled with snakes. I wonder if Zhao is gonna be able to like provide the way out for them to escape from the snakes. Like, I theorize that he might know how to get out of there, and that's kind of what he's doing. And now that he sees Banya again, or notices that she's down there, he will help them out. I don't know. Will there be like a big final fight, or are we gonna solve this with another like scene full of reveals? Like from the last arc, I get the feeling that this isn't really a show where stuff is solved by fighting. The stuff is solved when we're standing around in a circle afterwards, finding out who's who. More of a detective sort of solution than like an action movie. And I think I quite like it, because like at the same time we have a lot of these fighting scenes, and some of them are just super creative, like episode 9. And then super brutal, like the one we saw in this episode. So yeah, this was a necessary episode. The big reveal, being that Hualian is General Hua, didn't hit as hard for me, again because I already knew it. And not in the sense of I figured it out, but I was spoiled for it. So that's a little bit unfortunate. It takes a little bit of the oomph out of this moment for me. But I am enjoying all the character interactions. I wonder if there are some clues in this episode that I have missed, because there was a lot of dialogue, a lot of talking. I probably won't need to do more than one rewatch for this. That should be enough to catch any detail that I might have missed. So Crunchy says season 1 has 12 episodes, as does season 2. So yeah, we only have 2 more episodes. And that bonus episode. Gosh, that's kind of insane. We're almost finished with the first season. Season 2 is on the horizon. Yes, that gets me excited. You guys have gotten me excited about it. So one last question before we end this. Like, genuinely, do I need to wait for the bigger board before I can do season 2? Like, even if I lift it up like this, do I need it? Like, yeah, you've already said yes. And hopefully, like, all the board trouble will be solved by then, and I will have gotten, like, a new usable one. I mean, if they don't make me send that back, I could technically use it. Again, it has that Hualian charm. He would have used that corkboard. Either way, I'm super excited to be nearing the end of this arc. I can't wait to get out of the desert. I can't wait to get away from all these dark shots. And I can't wait to see what else changes between these two now that the secret is out. I don't feel like Hualian will tell anyone. Like, even if Fu Yao and Nanfang had figured it out in a sense, I don't think they will get the explicit no confirmation. I'm just actually genuinely excited to see what this is gonna turn into. I have every indication that it's gonna be a lot. And with that all said, this has been Amelia, aka Spaced Out Puffin. Thank you so much for joining me for episode 10 of Heaven Official's Blessing, and I will see you in the next one.